Santa Clarita's hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Hey, make sure you go to hometownstation.com for all the latest and greatest Santa Clarita has to offer. And speaking of the greatest in Santa Clarita, special guests in studio, the KHTS Home and Garden Show is but moments away, it seems. And we have Chip and Al. They're from the Bennett Honey Farm off of the 126. You see the giant sign that says honey tasting, and it's on Honey Lane. And how you guys doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Good, thanks for
Okay,
having
so
us.
I have to ask you this, Chip. Chip, you are the bee guy, right?
I am.
Right? And so I have to ask you, I'm opening up with this. How many times have you been stung by a bee?
You can't count that high.
Okay, first time you got stung by a bee, how old were you?
18.
18? And then were you dealing with bees at the time?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
so you've always been a beekeeper?
For about 35 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you get into the beekeeping business?
Girlfriend's father.
Oh, that'll do it.
Sting you every time.
That'll do it. And so cool. That's awesome. And you guys, how did you guys find each other? Al and Chip, how'd you guys find each other?
Al married my sister.
Well, there you have it.
There it
you go,
is.
brother-in-law.
There you have it. And how? So, what's the background of the honey farm over the Bennett Honey Farm? What's the background? How did it all get started? What did you guys did you like find a farm and you're like, hey, let's make some honey? Or
No,
how'd it
I
go?
was Red Bennett was extracting our honey for us. I was a beekeeper, and Mr. Bennett had a honey packing facility, and we became friends over the years. And he was ready to retire, and came to me and asked if we would like to take it over, and but not by myself. I'm the beekeeper, and needed somebody to assist me in doing what I'm doing. And Al offered to come in and partner with us, and it's just been nothing but honey ever since.
The rest is history. And Al, you're the GM.
That's correct.
Do you have a background in honey, or did you have a business background? What was your background?
Oh, about 25 years of listening to bee stories around the Christmas and Thanksgiving table with my brother-in-law. No, I'm actually retired from LA County Fire Department, and worked with Chip over the years in the fire field. And I'd get calls from him when the fires are going, want to know if his bee yards were safe, and so it was just kind of a logical transition for me when I retired to come over and help out with the business. And Bennett's Honey Farm being actually was started in the late 70s by Red Ann Bennett, and so they started up in Piru Canyon and eventually were burned out and moved to the facility that you now see off of Highway 126. So they came in and started a full commercial honey packing facility, which Chip and Taydee Vannoy bought in 2011, and then I came on board in 2013.
Awesome. And so you guys have you guys, the bees are on site, but they're on the farm, right?
No,
where are they?
They're
Like,
part of the farm. Actually,
Okay.
the bees are all up on the almond pollination right now, up in the San Joaquin.
Okay.
And that'll go through March, and then we'll bring them back down into the Santa Clara Valley here. Hopefully we get some more rain, and the sage and the buckwheat and the local foothills here. We either cattle lease property or we lease from National Forest, and we have oranges and avocados out in Simi and out in Ventura area. So we'll run that, and then when we're done with California or it begins to dry out, then we take the bees over to North Dakota for the summer. And yeah,
Vacation spot in North Dakota.
yeah,
Not bad.
beautiful. Well, when it's dry here and done, it usually just starts blooming up in North Dakota. So
Okay.
you're back up to like those March days where blue sky, white puffy clouds, and 70-degree weather, So really kind of a nice opportunity to go if it doesn't rain here in California. Actually, we sent 5,000 hives to Georgia last year.
Really?
Yeah, to try and, fortunately, we can put the bees on trucks and ship
Yeah.
them across the United States and bring them where the flowers are blooming. If it's not available here, we have opportunity to go other places. But we're hoping that we get a little more rain here. Everything looks beautiful out there. Hills are green, and we got a lot of hope.
Awesome. And
Cool.
that is so interesting to me that you guys send bees all over the country.
Sure.
That's crazy.
The almond pollination requires 1.6 million colonies in California.
Good grief.
There will be over 30,000 semi-loads of bees come into California from all over the U.S. There's only 2.5 million colonies available in the U.S., and it takes 1.6 to cover the almond pollination. So every beekeeper, commercial operation from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast will bring their operation to California during the month of February and March to meet this pollination demand.
Wow.
Yeah, off the charts. Unbelievable.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Bees.
Huh, who would have
never known
ever
that.
known? You thought it was just honey and bee stings.
Yeah, I thought it was
You
just they make a nice little comb looking thing that you guys make art out of, and then they get honey, and then you guys just do it.
No, they claim that every third bite you take reflects having something to do with bee pollination. I mean, if you just think about cows, okay? What's cows got to do with bees? But if they ate alfalfa, the bees had to pollinate the seed alfalfa to make the seed so the alfalfa could grow to feed your cows. So every time you're having a steak, you need to think about it took bees to make that steak for you.
Man.
Pretty cool.
Not only from the food and the salad you're eating, but even the clothes on your back. Most of us wear cotton clothes. Well, cotton's pollinated by bees.
Pollinated by bees.
Yeah, that's why colony collapse disorder is such a hot button issue, and there's a lot of awareness going around.
Yeah, that actually, I have heard stuff like that.
You bet. Very important.
Yeah. Okay, I just got my bee history lesson, which was awesome. By the way. That was fantastic. That was just a very small thing, but I have some. We got some. You guys have stuff. You can go to the honey farm. You don't have to just talk about bees. You guys have a ton of different types of honey over there as well.
Yeah, every floral source or flower produces a different flavor of honey. So, like when we bring our bees to the oranges and they work the flowers on the orange trees, it's orange honey. And it has its own distinct flavor. When we take them to avocados, it's avocado honey. And when they're in the mountains, they're making sage or buckwheat. When we take them to North Dakota, they're making clover honey. So every floral source has its own distinct flavor. And when the flowers are like a bunch of different varieties are blooming at the same time, where we really can't say it was either sumac or toyon or mustard or whatever, that's when we call it it's a multiflora or our wildflower blend is what we call it.
Yeah, and you were talking about all the different flavors. You can go to BennettHoney.com, and there's a link there, and it has 2 pages of just different types of honey that you guys offer.
Right.
Yeah. What's the top seller over there? What do we like the most over there? Well, let's go with what's the top seller? Is it just like regular old honey out of a bear, like this one?
No, that one's clover honey. That's probably one of the top sellers. You know what? They're all so good that it's like everybody has their own deal. What's the best wine? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
How are you gonna call it?
Best thing is you come into the honey farm and you do the tasting. That way you get to taste a sample of all the different.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm looking here, and there's the one that jumped out to me. And you guys don't have it on display because it's not as pretty as the other ones. But it's the Cactus Honey. The Cactus Honey, just is it like?
It's a combination of mesquite and cat claw, and it's in the southwestern desert is where it blooms, and yeah, it's a pretty good seller. But everybody has their favorite, right? I mean, mine is clover, but I grew up with sage, and probably Southern California people would probably like the sage the best, but. Everybody's different. Eucalyptus on the right day in your coffee, man, you can't beat it, So it's hard to, I wouldn't, how could you claim it? I couldn't. I love the creamed honey. We also created a cream cinnamon where we added cinnamon to the honey. That's off the charts, man. And if you're ever going to do anything good for yourself, man, put some of that on a piece of toast in the morning, You're not eating refined sugar. You're having, you know what I mean? It's a good, healthy way to, to have a sweet,
so that's important too. That's important for people to know that it is a healthy way to get some sweetness.
Yeah. What we do at Bennett's Honey Farm, I mean, compared to industry standard, we just lightly warm our honey and then we strain it through like a cheesecloth filter. Most of the industry, they're heating it to over 165 degrees. They're pushing it through a diatomaceous earth filter press. They're pulling out all the pollens, all the enzymes, anything that's good for you.
Just making
it's gone. You're just
sweetness.
Basically getting a colored sweetener out of the deal, and what we do, I mean, truly, I could tell you, we have a better product by the way that we handle it. We also have our own bees, so we're able to control, for the most part. I mean, we don't supply enough of all the different varieties, so we have to have other varieties brought in, but most of it is, we produce it ourselves. I mean, from the flower to the bee to the, to extracting it to the jar, man. And we've got the control. So
one of the other unique things we do too is we offer raw honeycomb. You see the raw honeycomb.
Yeah, there's this guy right here.
Right.
And there's a raw honeycomb inside of this.
correct, and you look over there on the windowsill, and you see an actual square of the raw honeycomb, and that's just right from the beehive to the consumer, and that's just pure honeycomb. It's pure and natural. It's extremely high demand, and unfortunately, it's one of those ones that's a very limited supply. But
Yeah.
you talk about as close to nature as you can get. That's it. That's coming right from the bees directly to our consumer.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, we're talking with Chip and Al. They're from Bennett Honey Farm. You can go to bennetthoney.com for all the information you need. But, okay, for somebody who it's their first time going, they're driving down the 126, they see Honey Lane, we're like, you know what, let's go there. What can they expect? For those who maybe those who have driven by it a billion times and are like, oh, man, I wanted to go there. But what can they expect if they turn right, go down Honey Lane, and what do they expect to find?
They can expect to taste the best honey that's available out there, and the most natural, with the least amount of processing. We're just pulling dead bees and chunks and wings and wax out. We're not pulling pollens and enzymes or anything like that. Plus, there's probably about 12 different varieties they can have. We also have candles in there that because wax is a byproduct of the processing, so we pour our own candles, so we have 100% beeswax.
I was looking at that. You can go to, again, bennetthoney.com, and they have their own. I'm looking at a page full of different bee wax products, like a bunch of candles and stuff.
We have beeswax and candles. We sell it in different sizes and bulk sizes. It's real popular with the crafters. People buy it, and we ship all across the country, various sizes of bees wax, some in 1 pound blocks, some in the little mini cupcakes, and people, they use it for making different crafts of their own, different as an ingredient for lotions and potions, lip balm.
Yeah, we got lotions and potions with
Nice.
bee products,
Yeah,
byproducts in, royal jelly, bee pollen. They can come out. We run pollen traps. The honey is the carbohydrate end of the diet. The pollen is the vitamins, minerals, and the
This is blowing my
amino
mind, by the way, guys.
acids,
I thought it was just honey.
proteins.
Oh,
No.
That's the thing is, yes, honey, we have our slogan, come and experience what real honey is all about, and that's
Yeah.
what it is. You come in there and taste it, you'll be amazed at not only the varieties that are available, but the goodness for it. And we have well-educated staff in there that will help guide you. There's a lot of questions on bee pollens and propolis and things like that nature. Royal jelly is another real big seller. That's just a pure vitamin-packed jelly that the bees create when they create queen bees, and so all that's available in the store.
Whole nother element. Plus, it's honey tasting, so every variety that we offer, you can come in and taste it and try it before you buy it.
Awesome.
Basically what
Awesome.
it is. Get a new experience.
bennetthoney.com for more information, or come out to the KHTS Home and Garden Show. You guys are going to be hanging out there as well, and go to the Bennett Honey Farm.
Good deal.
Go right now.
All right, come
Right
on
now.
over.
Yeah.
Experience what real
Thanks,
honey's
Chip.
all about.
And I forgot to ask you, Al, how many times have you been stung by a bee?
Well, in the bee business with Chip, I couldn't tell you, a few times.
Okay.
In the previous fire experience, a bunch of times.
Okay, how many? Does it even hurt anymore, Chip?
No, it always hurts.
Oh, it does.
It always
always
hurts,
hurts.
Okay.
It always hurts. But you know what? It's just one of the deals. If you were a roofer, you'd get,
A sunburn. Yeah.
whatever. If you were a carpenter, you'd probably hit your finger with a hammer,
Yeah.
once in a while. But no, you know what? It is what it is. I know the worst that they can do. So that's what I tell
Gotcha.
them. Do your worst. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's good.
That's
it's
fine.
good. It's amazing opportunity to be out there in the world and in nature and run in that way. When the world runs one direction, we run the other. And it's I could tell you, a hobby in my job, it's the best thing that ever could have happened. You know what I mean? It's just a
Awesome.
perfect opportunity. Beautiful
Awesome.
thing.
And it's great honey.
Yeah, and it's great honey. So make sure you go check out bennetthoney.com, or just drive up the 126, go to Honey Lane and go check them out. You also be at the KHTS Home and Garden Show. Thanks, guys, for coming by. Appreciate it.